Welcome back. This is Rito here with another Terraria Journey's End item showcase. Today we're going to be showing some really awesome new items that are accessories and can provide a lot of additional mobility. Let's take a look at some of the new things we can craft with the amazing frog legs. I've got a bunch of items in my inventory right now and they can be combined in different ways, so let's take a look. The frog leg is a rare item that can be acquired during fishing, so let's go ahead and put that on. You can see it changes my feet to look kind of like green frog legs. And it does increase the jump height a bunch. You have more fall damage resistance. It increased my flight speed by quite a bit when using wings. And this is something that I've used a lot in my death mode playthrough with Magnus the Mage, because having additional mobility in pre-hard mode and in hard mode is very helpful, because the more you can dodge, really, it's going to help you so much on boss fights. So I really highly recommend getting the frog legs if you're struggling dodging certain boss fights, especially like with Skeletron, the Queen Bee. It really helps out a ton. So we can combine frog legs with either the flipper and form the frog flipper, or we can combine frog legs with the tiger climbing gear, which is the combination of spike shoes and climbing gear. And if we do that, we will form these frog webbings. And so let's take a look at what each of these can do. The frog webbing allows you to climb on walls, and it does the same effects as the frog legs, which is increases jump speed, allows auto jump, and increases fall resistance. That's pretty cool. It changes our hands to be looking like frogs. Got like 2 fingers, and you can see we can stick to the wall. So pretty cool. And then just press down and you'll slide. And then let's take a look at what the flippers look like. The frog flippers do the same thing as the normal frog leg and the flippers combined. So if we go take a swim in our pond, you can see we can easily swim using our frog flippers. In order to craft the frog gear, there's actually 2 different recipes. You can either combine the frog flippers with tiger climbing gear, or you can combine the frog webbing with the flipper. So overall, all of the accessories that you'll need to craft the frog gear will be the spike shoes, the climbing claws, the flipper, and the frog legs. And you can either craft it by crafting the frog webbing, or you can craft it by doing the frog flippers. Either way, you'll be able to craft the frog gear if you have all of those accessories. So it looks pretty cool. We've got frog legs and frog feet, and now we have the combination of all of those things together. We can grab onto walls and slide down. And we have the ability to jump higher, we've got faster jump speed, better fall resistance, and we can swim in water. So it's a pretty cool accessory, and something you can get pretty early in the game. And next, I wanted to talk about the Amphibian Boots, and I'm really actually quite excited to test these because they might be my new favorite boot in the game. The Amphibian Boots are a combination of the frog legs, which we've already talked about, and the Sailfish boots. And the Sailfish boots you can get from wooden or iron crates when fishing. The Sailfish boots run at 30 miles an hour, and that is the same as Hermes boots. So the Amphibian boots run at 30 miles an hour as well, and the Terraspark boots I think run at 34. Yeah, so they're a little bit slower than Terraspark boots. So the cool thing about Amphibian boots, and the reason I might actually use them in my builds versus the Terraspark, at least during boss fights especially, basically it allows you to have the extra jump and flight speed while also having an ability to sprint. So this gives you a lot more mobility in boss fights, because generally I'm not running on the ground too much during a boss fight, I'm usually flying. And with the additional flight speed, it's actually very helpful. So I'm actually going to try to get this in my melee playthrough, and I'll probably use the Amphibian boots quite a bit. So another thing I want to see is if I can stack the effects. So if we put on 2 frog gear pieces, let's see if it... Yeah, so it immediately goes up to 75 miles an hour as our max flight speed. And let's take a look at without any frog gear pieces to see the max flight speed. Our max flight speed is 38 miles an hour with no frog gear pieces. Now let's try it with a proper flight accessory like the Celestial Starboard. And now let's put on no flight accessories. We go up to 77 miles an hour. 1 frog piece, and we can go up to 114 miles an hour with Celestial Starboard. And if we put on 2 frog pieces, we can go 151. This is so crazy. Now, if we combine two pieces of frog gear with the soaring insignia, let's see how much flight speed we have now. 188. That is so crazy. I cannot believe that. It doesn't change our horizontal flight speed though. It only changes vertical flight speed. And at this point, we are basically a rocket ship. So those are the new accessories. I'm definitely really a big fan of the amphibian boots. You don't lose that much speed when running, but you do gain that extra flight speed, which is really awesome. I would definitely recommend farming them up. It's changed the way I'm going to think of using frog legs and the other frog gear. So definitely keep a lookout for frog legs. I think a lot of people don't realize how good they can be when you're fighting bosses. The extra jump speed, even when you're using just something like rocket boots, or when you're using something like early hard mode wings, it's going to really increase the ability for you to fly and move quickly. And that concludes our showcase of all the new gear you can craft with frog legs. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm also doing a Terraria Let's Play on Journey's End Master Mode. I just started it yesterday and we're doing a melee class, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.